I was too worried about enjoying the ride. I was too worried about seeing how fast it'll go, seeing what these features will do. By the way, where's sport mode again? I was worried about that. Get in a car like this and smile, there's something wrong with you. When I purchased this bike and brought it home, I know a lot of you are going to say, well, you should already know about that stereo, how crappy they are, but I didn't. I was too worried about enjoying the ride. I was too worried about seeing how fast it'll go, seeing what these features will do. By the way, where's sport mode again? I was worried about that. When I got it home, the only thing I was worried about was making it my own. Taking off those ugly reflectors, debadging it, putting ceramic coating on it, putting mufflers on it, putting a tour pack on it, just changing it to my own before I took it out for the world to see. So I never really played with the stereo. I had already been looking at, seeing how crappy those stereos was online. Volunteeraudio was obviously leading the edge for it all. There's others out there, but others are going to cause you to void your warranty. So I've been checking out Volunteeraudio. So I thought, you know what? I'm going to lay down some miles today on this bike, break it in a little bit, scrub the tires in, and I'm just going to go check Volunteeraudio out to see what they have. When I got to their house, I actually thought, this isn't the right place. I've messed up. I'm at their house instead of their shop. That's just what Google Maps had brought me to. And I honestly thought about going on, but I stopped, took off my helmet, walked up the driveway, and this nice lady greeted me. She said, "Can I help you?" And I told her the situation. She said, "Oh yeah, honey, we get this all the time. This is Volunteeraudio. Our shop is actually up on the hill. You pass the driveway coming up. But yeah, it's fine. This is totally fine. What can I help you with?" And I told her that I'd been watching some of their videos, and this is sort of what I think that I'm looking for. About that time, one of the techs that worked there heard the conversation and said, "Hey, before you make a decision, why don't you come up to the shop and let me show you a couple of Jay's bikes with different setups, and then you make the decision." So I thought, cool, let's check them out. So he took me up to the shop, set me on Jay's personal bike, the white Onyx Pearl Road Glide. 20 seconds into the song, I said, "That's enough. I don't," and we're literally this close. I'm on the bike, the tech's here. We're screaming at each other. I said, "That's enough. That's it. I've already made up my mind. I don't need to hear any more." Let me explain what's going on here. We have the Kenwood amp and the Hertz speakers. Now, they do have the Kenwood speakers, but the Kenwoods are not as crisp. They're not there in your face as much as these Hertz are. But let's go back to this amp for a minute. So this amp is an older style amp. It is a Kenwood amp, but it was designed more for the Boom GTS. It was the earlier Harley edition amps. And Jay has went in, revised this, so it will fit these 24 models. But here's the deal. You can get on eBay, you can find them all over Amazon and different places. But if they don't have this little sticker right here in the corner that says modified for 24 Harley-Davidson Street Glide and Road Glide non-CVO, it's probably just the regular version that will fit the Boom GTS. It's not going to fit your 24 because Jay has tweaked these. So today I'm going to install this Kenwood amp and these Hertz speakers in my 24 Road Glide. Now I'm not going to give you an installation video because Volunteeraudio has covered all the bases with that. Not only have they covered the bases with the Kenwood amp and the speakers, they've done all the work for you, including the installation. So there's nothing that I can show you that's going to make it any better. Matter of fact, I would probably end up making it worse. But I will set you guys up. We'll do a time lapse. And at the end, we'll do a little audio comparison, the weak to the strong. It's not that hard. It's just more time consuming than anything. And the mentality of it, knowing that you're taking apart a brand new motorcycle. But I'm learning a lot along the way. I see the changes and I see how things are working. So I'm not going to be so scared to get into it later on when bigger changes may come along the way. So as you've seen, we had to take off the outer fairing. We had to take off that big, nice, huge headlight. We had to remove the gas tank and the seat. And all of that was to get to that backbone, that plastic backbone where all the wires go through. Once we got to that, unsnapped that, we took our wiring kit for our amp, routed it down through the backbone, plugged everything up to the battery, reassembled everything, and right now we have the wiring just semi in here in the fairing. It still needs to be rerouted and fixed, but we'll get to that shortly. Right now though, I want to get to these speakers. I want to remove these Harley speakers and put the new Hertz speakers in. That way I can go ahead and reassemble this front piece. When I was growing up, I messed a lot with stereo systems, especially my younger teenage years. I loved the bumping systems, which I still got one today in my Jeep. But I've always heard that the bigger the magnet, the better the sound. The quality, the bass, just everything sounds better. Now, I don't know if that's real or if that's just something that I've heard along the way. But if that's the case, Hertz is actually killing it, because the magnet on this, let's just say this is you, and this is the guy that she told you not to worry about. So yeah, Hertz has got the girth going on and the heaviness. And the Harley Davidson, well, this looks more like a Frisbee. Earlier in the video, I told you guys that I would give you a sound comparison between stock and the Kenwood with the Hertz speakers, and I still plan on doing that. I just want to give you an explanation. So first, I recorded 4 or 5 videos of the stock radio, stock version of it, at different spots and different locations, but apparently somewhere along the line I've erased those videos, so I can't find them. I have one video. It's not the best. And the next thing I want to tell you guys that it is strictly from the GoPro. It's not from my microphone, it's just from the GoPro. So the first sound I wanted to show you is the stock version, and let's play that right now. Like I'm basing this test on. Tear it up like I'm tasting. I see the world like it's ready for the taking. I see this place like So I don't know if you want to call this a true comparison or not. We're going to throw a monkey wrench up in the deal. I'm not personally, but Harley Davidson is. Yes, you're still going to hear the Hertz speakers with the Kenwood amp, but let me explain something. These Harley Davidsons are a little bit finicky. Once they get below a certain voltage in accessory mode, it starts shutting things down a little bit. Things start cutting back. And when you're in accessory mode and it goes to below that level, you can't crank your volume up. You can only go about quarter of the way. So we're not going to get the full effect unless I actually start this bike up. I ain't got a problem with that, because before, if I started the bike up and with the stock radio, well, you're not going to hear very much. All you're going to hear is the bike. But I guarantee you, sitting in this saddle right now with the bike running, WFO, and I mean wide freaking open, we're going to see what this Kenwood amp with those Hertz speakers sound like. Without further ado, now, you be the judge. If you've watched my channel any period of time, you know that I don't feed you no bull crap, whether I'm sponsored or whether I'm not. But I'm no way sponsored by volunteeraudio. But I just got to say that right now, in my opinion, this is my honest, humble opinion, volunteeraudio has got it on lockdown right now for the 24 road glides and street glides. Everybody else out there is going to void your warranty without a doubt. You're going to have to cut headlight brackets and just modify your bike in ways that is going to void your warranty. Volunteer Audio is making sure that that does not happen. In fact, in his videos and in person, he will tell you that that's not his goal. He can't see taking a bike and tearing it apart. If he wouldn't do it to his own, he's not going to do it to yours. And that's the kind of guy that I want to entrust with my stereo system and my bike. Last and final keyword for the giveaway will be Volunteer Audio, as if you guys didn't know what it was going to be already. So if you're stopping by and don't know what's going on with this whole giveaway and wonder what these keywords are about, let me explain real quick. To show my gratitude, to show my appreciation to everybody who watches these videos, I personally want to give one of you this Launch CRP129i OBD2 scanner. It's a code reader. When your check engine light comes on and you have to take your car or truck to O'Reilly's or Advance for them to read, well, with this scanner, you can do it yourself and find out what the code means and everything in between. Erase the code, whatever. Now, I did a review on this about 5 or 6 videos ago, so you can go through my playlist and actually find out some of the features that it does. But this is just my way of giving back, my way of saying thanks. So you're probably asking yourself, how does all of this work? Well, I'm glad you asked that question. Let me explain it to you. Starting June 21st, I put out my first video with the first keyword. Today is July the 12th. It is the last keyword. In between there, like I said, all together there will be 4 keywords, 1 per video. From June the 21st to July 12th, 4 keywords, that's it. Okay, now once you're sure you have all of those keywords, be watching my YouTube community post. Watch it close and hard. Also be watching for shorts on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram. It'll tell you about when this live will be. Now, the date is still yet to be determined, but I want to make sure that we can reach as many people as we can with these videos. So once we have everything set up, we will go live. It will be live on YouTube. That's it. Nowhere else. We will go live on YouTube. We will pick a number between 1 and 50, 1 and 100, somewhere in there. I'll have this number wrote down. The person who gets closest to the number that I have wrote down can email me those 4 keywords and could possibly win this Launch CRP129i scanner. There's no purchase necessary. There's nothing involved except you have to be a subscriber to this channel, you have to have those 4 keywords, and you must be in the lower 48. That's it. Listen, fam, I love you like there's no tomorrow, but I got things to see and people to do, or something like that. But either way, I love you. Don't forget to hit up Jay at Volunteer Audio, and don't forget about the giveaway. Until next week, or until the live, whichever comes first, who knows? Just have to stick around and find out. I love you. And let's do this. Are you ready? All right, let's do it. Peace. I'm out.